chilling today.
Chilling today. Okay.
It's just your tie's supposed to say something.
Yeah.
It's saying something.
It could be.
All
This
right.
might be. It's a statement. That's why I asked.
All right.
Sean Combs, known as Diddy, has been arrested for diverse allegations. Interestingly, diverse celebrities have been airing their views. Mase is not left out. He had a long-standing brawl with the rapper, even though Diddy claimed they were on good terms. What has Mase exposed about Diddy? Join us as we delve into Diddy's allegations, arrest, and what Mase had revealed. Mase and Diddy. Diddy has been in the news constantly lately regarding several atrocities in his business and personal relationships. While it's no secret that misfortune has befallen many of Diddy's known collaborators, except Mase. Mase, one of the most fascinating figures in the rap mogul's orbit, has been lucky to escape his name being mentioned in the ongoing saga. However, the prolific performing artist hasn't kept quiet. Following his years-long feud with Diddy, mostly due to financial and business disagreements, he eventually opted to expose everything he knew about Diddy.
Like a week or two later, and then I was showing up at a video to do Only You. So it was that fast. Then the locks was already signed, and then I think like that next week, once the record started going crazy, it was like, yo, we gotta sign him.
In 1999, Mase, the charismatic rapper known for his smooth delivery and catchy hits, made a dramatic shift in his life and career. Choosing spirituality over stardom, he stepped away from the music scene to embrace a role as a minister. This decision was not merely a whim. It was deeply influenced by a series of tragic events that unfolded during his time at Bad Boy Records. The most significant of these was the shocking murder of his colleague, the notorious Big, in 1997. Biggie's untimely death left an indelible mark on the hip-hop community, casting a shadow over the flashy lifestyle that often accompanied the fame. During this tumultuous period, Bad Boy was also ensnared in a web of legal troubles, resulting in the arrests and imprisonment of several artists associated with the label. One such incident involved rapper Shine, who was convicted for his involvement in a shooting incident in 1999. The combination of personal loss and the dark realities of the industry led Mase to seek solace in faith and purpose outside of rap. Despite his departure, Mase was drawn back to the recording world. In 2004, he returned with an album titled Welcome Back, a nod to both his fans and his complex relationship with the industry. He made another comeback in 2009 with a single called Get It, followed by Double Up. But this resurgence was quickly marred by disputes with his former label. The most dramatic moment came when Mase unexpectedly interrupted a live radio interview featuring Diddy, the head of Bad Boy. He arrived with legal documents claiming they freed him from any obligations to the label, suggesting he could now work as an independent artist. However, the reality was more complicated. It soon became clear that Bad Boy retained the publishing rights to all of Mase's music, controlling his artistic output. The tension between Mase and Diddy intensified, leading to public conflicts and pointed remarks on social media. In 2020, Mase expressed his frustrations on Instagram, claiming he was denied the chance to repurchase his publishing rights, despite offering Diddy over $2 million for his own catalog. This ongoing feud culminated in 2022 when Mase released Oracle 2, The Liberation of Mason Betha, a track that encapsulated his struggles and the desire to reclaim his narrative in both music and life.
Bros, we ain't nothing, nigga, and we definitely not goals, and we definitely not woes. You can feel it in your soul. We ain't nothing, nigga. 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 We ain't nothing, nigga.
In the track, Mase raps, "Yeah, I'm just a Harlem nigga repping down a Vegas strip with my own shug. You from Mount Vernon, nigga? Go and rep your own hood. You ain't no architect. You just a nigga who know how to market death." Diddy reacted to the track by branding Mase a fake pastor. He also asserted that Mase still owed the label a $3 million album advance for a project he never delivered. Mase responded to Diddy's claim that the former Bad Boy rapper owes him $3 million with a video on Instagram. In the clip, Mase suggests that Diddy's mother has the receipts. "How dare this nigga talking about he wants receipts," Mase began the video. "Let's start with your mother, nigga. Your mother got the receipts, nigga. Everything is in your mother's name. That's the one who's got the receipts, nigga." From there, Mase mentioned several former Bad Boy artists who have since passed away, including the notorious Big, Craig Mack, and Black Rob. He continued, "You need more proof, nigga? Big ain't here, so Big can't give you no receipts, he dead. Craig Mack can't give you receipts, he dead. What are you talking about? Who else? Black Rob can't give you receipts, he dead. And everybody else you made sign paperwork so they can't talk about what I'm talking about, he added. I'm the only one with the guts. I'm not signing, nigga, because I don't need the money. All money ain't good money. Remember that. Back then, all these exchanges and responses from Mase in the form of rap lyrics weren't making sense. But with the ongoing saga, they are all beginning to make sense. Could Diddy be responsible for the demise of those stars? Could he have orchestrated their end because they could produce some receipts? Apparently, there's more to all this than meets the eye. Keep watching because you will be shocked by the other things Mase said. Another brawl between the rappers was when Mase called out to Diddy for canceling his shows. The Harlem rapper took to Instagram with a message for someone he claims is responsible for canceling his shows. It's time to show cowards what fearless looks like, he began the post. Mase went on to mock an unidentified person, who many fans believe is Diddy, by saying, I'm not stopping nothing that I'm doing, so you can cancel all of the dates. I will not apologize for what's right. The Welcome Back star promoted his upcoming music, adding, either way, I will be performing somewhere. Stay tuned, album's coming. But his post didn't end there. Mase had a message for his #1 hater, writing, make sure you pull up since you're trying to stop everything I do BTS. We know what's going on, but it's not going to stop nothing. Can't stop, won't stop. However, on September 2023, Diddy claimed the pair had made up. During a Billboard interview, Diddy stated, you know, we're brothers and brothers fight. I love him, and that's it, in response to a query about whether the two had reconciled. This claim isn't substantiated as Mase didn't attest to it. And now that Diddy is behind bars, many rappers and celebrities are coming out to share their views on his arrest. Mase is not left out. Keep watching to find out what he said. But before then, let's learn more about Diddy's scandals. Diddy's freak-off parties. This has been the most discussed topic about Diddy recently, Diddy's freak-off parties. Many questions have run through people's minds, wondering what these freak-off parties are about. What's next is indeed shocking. Diddy's well-known white parties, claimed to be his birthday celebration, slowly devolved into freak-off parties. Over the years, the freak-offs have been exclusive, invitation-only events as far back as the early 2000s. These parties gained notoriety due to allegations of excessive drinking, substance use and abuse, and outrageous, unbelievable, intimate activities. Reports from attendees and insiders describe the parties as wild and uninhibited, with Diddy sparing no expense in creating an opulent atmosphere. The freak-offs featured lavish decorations, high-end liquor, baby oil, and lubricants. However, most of the guests of this so-called party were mostly brought in against their wishes. Oh yes, you heard that well. Recent investigations and e-ports have proven that Diddy either always lured, forced, or threatened them into attendance. Claims of intercourse work and human trafficking also emerged. Some allege that women were hired to attend the parties to engage in romantic activities with guests. These freak-offs mostly took place in discreet locations like Diddy's apartment and sometimes hotel rooms with cameras carefully positioned at specific locations without the consent of the participants. Diddy mostly used these recorded videos to threaten the participants into doing his bidding again whenever he called. At first, people had their suspicions about what this weird party was all about, and others came out to express their concerns owing to the numerous allegations against Diddy's connection with mistreatment. However, there hasn't been as much proof as there is now. Michael Kaplan said Diddy usually hosted these parties with top-listed celebrities in attendance. However, when these celebrities leave, the real thing kicks off. This took people's attention off what he was doing, making it seem casual and normal. According to reports from Kaplan, one of the substance dealers who once had a view of this party witnessed the disgusting act between the same gender. And though he had nothing against such groups of people, it happened right before his eyes. This wiped out his interest in staying and partying even when Diddy offered. During these so-called freak-offs, though he was mostly not directly involved, he would force both males and females he had either lured or forced to the location and make them do all manner of nasty stuff for his viewing pleasure. He had loyal networks that witnessed all these ugly incidents, yet didn't do anything about it. This is to say that he wasn't in this alone. He had people helping him carry out all these acts. Some people even said that the victims of these activities were often kept away from the public to recover from the wounds inflicted on them by Diddy and his counterparts. Some were paid afterward or threatened to remain silent about what they witnessed and were involved in. This seems mysterious and unbelievable. How did this remain hidden for so long? Well, I guess the luck on his side has vanished because more allegations sprung up one after the other following these discoveries. It was as if all the victims were waiting for one person first to speak up. The allegations about these freak-off parties suddenly gave rise to more exposure to Diddy's records of harmful and despicable behavior. So, what are the allegations all about? Keep watching as we move into them. Allegations against Diddy. One of the first allegations against Diddy for romantic misconduct was by his former chef, Cindy Ruella, who filed a lawsuit against Diddy in the Los Angeles County Superior Court in May 2017. Despite her unrelenting eagerness to get justice, the lawsuit was settled in February 2019 for an undisclosed amount. Was that all? It seemed hell had just been let loose as more shocking discoveries surfaced. In November 2023, one of Diddy's ex-girlfriends, Cassandra Ventura, popularly called Cassie, finally spoke up. According to Cassie, while she was signed to Diddy's record label, she was also involved in a romantic relationship with him. However, their relationship wasn't so much like what she wanted. It had some hitches, which Cassie was tired of being silent about. She accused Diddy of being manipulative and having a thing for forceful romantic relationships. She said while they were together, he often forced her into romantic activities, which he knew she would never consent to under normal circumstances. She said there were times when he would fill her up with illicit substances to aid his evil acts. He often made her engage in romantic activities with male intercourse workers while under the influence of heavy illicit substances. This continued for a while. Even after their break, he forced her into engaging in illicit activities against her wish. Cassie also said that Diddy physically mishandled her, and although he denied this, a video surfaced later of him carrying out this same act, and he publicly apologized. Numerous allegations against Diddy, including accusations of trafficking and the use of illicit substances to lure and coerce young women into the same act. Though Diddy found a way to negotiate and agree with Cassie to drop the complaints she filed against him, it was far from the end. After Cassie's complaints, 2 other allegations surfaced that month, still regarding mistreatment. 2 people accused him of romantic misconduct and sharing intimate videos without consent. One of the lawsuits claimed that in the early 90s, Diddy and Aaron Hall had mistreated a woman, and Combs recorded the horrible incident for reasons best known to him. This was insane. However, were these all the allegations, or did the music mogul have more unhealthy stuff up his sleeves? The former most likely didn't seem like it. On the 6th of December, 2023, another lawsuit was filed in Manhattan District Court by a woman whose name wasn't disclosed. She alleged that Diddy mistreated her in 2003 when she was 17 years old. This was a case of underage mistreatment. However, Diddy's response to her allegations later that day was shocking and sparked rumors. He vehemently denied all she said and claimed she was looking for a way to get easy money, which he wouldn't even pay attention to. The atmosphere around Diddy steamed hotter and became more uncomfortable. But the rap mogul was nowhere near accepting any of these allegations. A 5th lawsuit was brought against him in February 2024. Yes, that's right. Many allegations were tied to his name. This time, he was sued by music producer Rodney Lil Rod Jones. Jones said Diddy mishandled him after putting him under the influence of hard substances. He also made him engage in romantic activities with intercourse workers against his wish. That seemed unbelievable. But with all the rising accusations against the iconic personality, no one knew whether it was true. Diddy's lawyer mocked Jones, saying he was merely imagining things since he had no proof to back his claims. However, can you believe that even Diddy's son was also dragged into his numerous misconducts? It seemed even his family wasn't cleared out of this. Keep watching for more shocking discoveries. The following month, Diddy experienced the shock of his life, which made things worse when security agencies raided his house. Stay tuned as we'll soon unveil how it took place. Following the endless lawsuits on 4th of April 2024, Diddy and his son Christian were sued by Grace O'Marcaigh, Diddy's former employee. She brought forth claims that Christian romantically maltreated her in December 2022. This was during the period she worked on Diddy's rented yacht. From her claims, Diddy wasn't directly involved but helped his son with the ugly act and covered it up. She added that he was also an accomplice since the yacht was in his care then. Grace also accused Christian of harassment and causing her emotional distress. While Diddy didn't see the next one coming, more bombshells dropped. On the 3rd of May 2024, April Lamprose, a former student of the New York Fashion Institute of Technology student, laid accusations on Diddy, stating 4 different instances of mistreatment between the 1990s and early 2000s. She claimed that Diddy also physically mishandled her and violated the law that protects victims of gender-based violence. People wondered when there would be a final close to these allegations against the rap mogul. I guess this year wasn't his best and didn't go as planned. In June, an inmate in Michigan named Derek Lee Cardello Smith filed a lawsuit against Diddy. He claimed that the iconic figure mistreated him. However, due to Diddy's failure to appear for the virtual hearing, he had to pay $100 million assigned by the court. Surprisingly, Diddy later denied all the allegations against him, saying he was unaware of the virtual hearing. True or not, the tension now appears to have simmered beyond control. The last two lawsuits came from former adult actress Adria English in July, who claimed that she was forced into trafficking and engaged in romantic activities against her will with guests at Diddy's white parties. The other was from former bad boy artist Dawn Richard, who also accused Diddy of mistreatment. Between late last year and now, there have been over 10 allegations of Diddy's involvement in these evil acts, with the worst part being that some of these disgraceful acts happened decades ago. Yet, he continues to resist and deny all. Does this mean Diddy isn't the public figure people have known him to be all the while? Many are still in shock about all this. But then, has the police carried out any investigation? Let's see what they find out. Police investigations. Following all the allegations against Diddy, authorities have been conducting serious investigations to get enough proof to pin him down. And just when he least expected, the police stepped in. Recently, in March 2024, the security organizations, specifically the Department of Homeland Security, using a Southern District of New York search warrant related to an unspecified ongoing investigation, raided Diddy's Los Angeles mansion by surprise. They flooded and surrounded his mansion like they meant business and were not ready to leave until they got something reasonable to use against him. They took him by surprise because if he knew they were coming, he would have been alert and cleared out all evidence against him. Unfortunately, their unannounced visit left him no time to do all that. The police came in when he wasn't even around, but his sons Christian and Justin Combs were. The police cuffed them and put them outside the house until the investigation was over. The police carried out a proper job and left no stone unturned. They got their hands on everything that could serve as evidence against him. With this, Diddy knew he was in severe trouble and wondered what was to befall him. Though he tried to maintain his composure and not panic, more came his way than he thought he knew. The question is, did the police find anything in the house to use against Diddy? Or was their search all in vain? After the police thoroughly searched his mansion, they discovered and seized different items that proved those allegations about Diddy's freak-offs were true. Among the seized items were supplies used for orgies, gallons of different brands of alcohol and narcotics, and over 100 bottles of baby oil and lubricants. Everything became clearer, and Diddy's supposed freakouts were finally brought out in the open. Nonetheless, this wasn't enough evidence to file a lawsuit against him. But with all the allegations that followed after that search, Diddy was finally arrested on the 16th of September, 2024, by the United States Homeland Security investigators in Manhattan after a grand jury charged him. He was charged with trafficking and racketeering. Surprisingly, Diddy still pled not guilty during his first court appearance at a Manhattan federal courthouse the following day after his arrest. However, unlike what the rap mogul expected, United States Magistrate Judge Robin Tarnofsky denied Diddy's bail during this court appearance and ordered him to remain in jail. Guess there were too many accusations against him to consider letting him go. Though his attorneys offered a $50 million bond, on the 18th of September, a second judge, Andrew L. Carter Jr., also denied bail. He was concerned that Diddy would intimidate or threaten potential witnesses upon release. Sean Diddy Combs is detained in the Metropolitan Detention Center in Brooklyn. It's interesting to note that Diddy still vehemently denies all these allegations, despite being in police custody for some time. His lawyer has remained supportive and determined to help him win, but the question is, are there any chances of Diddy being able to prove his innocence even with all the evidence staring him in the face? What is the fate of Big Boy Entertainment founder Sean Combs, popularly known as Diddy? Well, we will soon find out. Surprisingly, Diddy's colleagues seem to feel unconcerned about his plight. Some of them have even warned us about him, as we will soon discover. Keep watching to see what Mase, the one Diddy claimed he had reconciled with, did when he heard of Diddy's arrest. An orange tie. The latest development regarding Diddy has evoked big reactions from countless social media users and peers. Some have been incredibly outspoken with their thoughts on the case. Others have been more subtle in their approach to weighing in. Recently, for example, Mase rocked an orange tie to symbolize Diddy's arrest on It Is What It Is.
It could be.
All
It just
right.
might be. It's a statement. That's why I asked.
All right.
But no statement to be made.
No statements to be made.
That heard you. Okay, today.
It might be code orange. It might be code orange. There's a lot going on these days.
Code orange.
In a clip from the show, Mase cheers to celebrate the highly anticipated arrest. However, he hesitates to state directly that his tie is a symbol of Diddy's arrest. It's just your tie supposed to say something, he explained. It's saying something? It might be code orange. A lot is going on these days. It's no secret that Mase has his fair share of issues with Diddy, so it's safe to say he's glad to see the mogul behind bars. But didn't Diddy say they reconciled? Well, Mase's actions showed that this was not true. Diddy is currently held at the Metropolitan Detention Center in Brooklyn, which previously housed the likes of R. Kelly, Fetty Wap, Michael Cohen, and even Ghislaine Maxwell. As stated, he wants bail, but would have none. The simple truth was that many celebrities had voiced Diddy's actions before allegations started pouring in. Keep watching as we discover what celebrities have said about Diddy, prophesying his allegations that later came out. Celebs who warned about Diddy. Kanye West voiced a lot about Diddy's party. We should have read between the lines whenever somebody described a puffy party. In a 2014 episode of Keeping Up with the Kardashians, Khloe recalled attending a Diddy party where everyone was butt naked. Khloe's former brother-in-law, Kanye West, also made comments concerning Diddy that read differently now. In 2022, West called Sean Combs a Fed, claiming he had sold people out to spare himself from jail time. Since West is infamous for making wild, often unfounded accusations, these statements initially blended with his other tirades. Given Combs' current legal issues, though, West's words felt like a warning at the time, whether or not he had any inside information.
Amount of control, and you get the kings and the chiefs and all that, you try to tear down their reputation. You try to come and take them, lock them up. Anybody who ain't play by the rules or play by the game or whatever, you know, so.
Right.
Yeah.
And when you say you wasn't invited.
The next celeb is Usher. A 13-year-old Usher spent a year living with Combs when he was just getting his foot in the music industry's door. Usher opened up about this experience in a 2016 interview with Howard Stern. Although he made it sound like a blast, Usher hinted at something more disturbing beneath the surface. Usher said he didn't understand what he was even looking at, and very curious things were taking place. Perhaps most telling, Usher clarified that he wouldn't want his children attending puffy camp like their father. Regardless, Usher's protege, Justin Bieber, would spend 48 hours with Combs. It may just be speculation, but a fake phone number that Bieber later gave Combs now reads like a cry for help. Comedian Cat Williams also said something about Diddy, but he was no stranger to run-ins with the law and reported abusive behavior. As such, it's understandable why some would call Williams' credibility into question. In January 2024, though, Williams made several remarks about Combs that only became more relevant in the months to come. Williams touched upon the now notorious Diddy parties on Shannon Sharpe's Club Shay Shay podcast, advising people to say no. While his reasons were vague, Williams was especially concerned about protecting a certain area of his body. Williams didn't elaborate further, although he took another shot at Combs later in the interview. The recent allegations regarding Combs' freak-out parties and alleged abuse have painted Williams's words in a whole new light. The greatest of all might be Wendy Williams. She even lost her job. After being fired from Hot 97 in 1998, Wendy Williams accused Combs of playing a role. Williams wrote in 2004 that she would never forget the hell Combs put her through. Even so, Williams said that she didn't hate Combs. On a 2015 episode of her show, Williams commented on the allegations that Cassie Ventura was hiding from Combs. Williams painted Combs as a mogul you can't escape. The same year, Williams asked Jennifer Lopez if she would get back together with Combs. Lopez's mother, Guadalupe Rodriguez, answered for her daughter with a look that said everything. Although they reconciled in 2017, viewers have been waiting on pins and needles to hear Williams's thoughts about Combs after his arrest. If you are eager to know what she has recently said, check out our video on that. However, Wendy also feuds with other rappers. For instance, Wendy had a feud with Tupac in 1995. Like the beef with Diddy, Williams's back and forth with Shakur began over unsubstantiated claims of the rapper's romantic activity. Williams took to the air to suggest that Tupac had been romantically maltreated by fellow prisoners while serving a sentence in Clinton Correctional Facility. This unsubstantiated rumor sparked a diplomatic response from Tupac's media team, who released a statement referencing the host's history of making unfounded, controversial remarks. Tupac Shakur personally responded with considerably less diplomacy, mentioning Wendy Williams on the track "Why You Turn on Me." The lyrics, which reference Williams and her role in spreading the rumor, contain profanity and borderline threats. This underscores, once again, Tupac's unparalleled prowess in the realm of verbal warfare. Before Will Smith slapped his wife's name out of Chris Rock's mouth, the rapper-turned-actor was feuding with Wendy Williams on wax. Williams had offered one too many deep dives into Will Smith's personal life, including releasing photos and commentary about Smith's daughter without his consent. This prompted the Fresh Prince to clap back on the song, "Mr. Nice Guy." In the song, Smith raps, "Wendy Williams, you don't know me. I'm not your punching bag. You gon' blow me off, girl. Better leave me alone before I buy your radio station and send you home." While the 2005 track was decidedly less vulgar than the Tupac Shakur track, which preceded it a decade earlier, it still got the message across that Will Smith wouldn't take criticism of his family lying down. These feuds with other rappers made Wendy's claim a bit unclear. However, with the new findings, people are eager to hear from Wendy again. Curtis James Jackson. The third, aka 50 Cent, is another big name with a long-standing feud with Combs. It all started with 50 Cent's 2006 diss track, "The Bomb," which alleged that Combs was connected to the murder of Biggie Smalls. There's still little concrete evidence backing up that conspiracy theory. In October 2023, though, 50 Cent elaborated on his beef with Diddy, describing his parties as uncomfortable. During his Final Lap tour, 50 Cent said Diddy would hug you from the front and the back simultaneously. 50 Cent has been even more vocal about Combs following the raid on his homes. It's also been reported that 50 Cent sold a docuseries to Netflix entitled "Diddy Do It?" Speaking of conspiracies, 50 Cent has also claimed that Combs got Tupac killed. Again, there isn't much backing this up, although Tupac was skeptical of Combs. Speaking with Vibe magazine in 1995, Shakur was asked if he thought Combs was connected to his previous year's shooting. Shakur didn't hold back, saying, "I believe so," adding that it's between me and him and only he knows. About a year later, Shakur was involved in another shooting, this one proving fatal. Dwayne Keefe D. Davis, who was arrested for Tupac's murder in 2023, once said that Combs offered $1 million to carry out Shakur's assassination. Whether or not Combs was involved, Shakur's words paint the portrait of a violent man. We can only wait to see how Diddy's case will end. Do you believe Mase's orange tie has nothing to do with Diddy's arrest? Feel free to air your views in the comment section below. Remember to hit the like button and subscribe. Before you go, click on the video displayed on your screen.